for us, okay? And today I would like to talk about the U.S. government shutdown, okay? Now, lawmakers are working to reach an agreement on next year's budget by the September 30th to prevent a federal shutdown. Okay, now House Republicans have struggled to reach a consensus on a defense spending bill, and now moving ahead with a stopgap to prevent a government shutdown. Now, stopgap here means temporary measures. Okay, because the Republicans hold a narrow 2-1 versus 2-12 majority in the House that leaves McCarthy with little room to maneuver over here. Now, some Republicans are now threatening to oust the House Speaker Kevin McCarthy if he does not acquiesce to their demand. Okay? In the event of a U.S. government shutdown, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says it will stop releasing data, including key figures on inflation and unemployment. Inflation data is crucial for the Fed for its fight against inflation. So this shutdown, this stuff, we are kind of used to it already. The first, they had the debt limit negotiations. They always leave it to the last minute, that kind of things. And now, talking about shutdown, they're always going to fight. They had a lot of time to do it, but they will always wait until the last minute, because that's when you can, in a way, get the best out of deals from each other due to the limited time frame available. Okay, now what is more crucial is this, because we know very well sooner or later they are going to get things approved over there, but it's just a matter of time. But the key point is this here, is that shutdown will give a bit of a headache to the Fed, because key data would then be delayed. And you know how important data is to Powell and his team. Okay, now back in 2019, we had the same scenario. And the 35-day government shutdown led to a data drought, with the postponement of over 10 key data released, including trade, housing, and consumer spending data. Now, while the impact is considered muted during that time, the same may not be able to be applied to this time around, yeah? It's totally different, because this is especially true to today's economic climate, where uncertainty is high and the margin of error is very small for the Fed to over or under tighten monetary policy. Okay, now Fed Chair Powell, as mentioned before, has consistently been stating they need to study upcoming data to make decisions. It's always data-driven, data-driven. He has been droning about this for such a long time. Okay, so the Fed has also reached a juncture where they are at or near the end of their rate hiking cycle. So they need this data right now for them, and you have spiking oil prices pushing up inflation of late, and that is really complicating the Fed's fight against inflation, right? And right now you don't have this data. What's going to happen next? Not only that, the Fed also needs to pay attention to the still strong labor market, as is one of the key factors pushing prices up. Again, we don't have the data over here. Jobs opening, labor turnover, JOLTS, the JOLTS show how the United States still has millions more jobs opening than job seekers, meaning workers can demand higher wages. But if they don't have this, you keep it for 1 month, yeah, that's a big headache for them. They don't have this data. Now, I've spoken about earlier on about the oil prices pushing this up, and then you have the jobs number coming up. Now, there are also other important key data that the Fed would need. And if there is a shutdown, and the shutdown would last exactly like previously, a month, these are the information that they are going to miss out. Non-farm payrolls, the PPI, the CPI, new home sales, GDP for third quarter, PC inflation. These are the things they're going to miss out if they were to close for 1 month. All right. So a lack of this critical critical information could risk policy missteps for the Fed. That could actually really happen. So in the event that Fed, can't have access to this data, I think I would see the Fed could actually hold rates steady in absence of this data. That's the only thing I can think about right now. Probably they will do that, but of course they will do their best, to tell them and said, hey, get this thing over. We are at a critical juncture. So the next FOMC meeting after the September one is the October 31st. We will see then and see the progress. That's the reason why this year has been such a crazy year with so much up and downs in the market. It started off fairly okay for the first 3 months, and now the following 3 months after that was just pure volatility. So, but anyway, things will correct and go back to normal as usual. So one have to opt for patience when dealing with the market. Okay, so that ends the fundamental report for today.